Hey, what is going on, Guardians? Nem with Planet Destiny here, and it's Friday, which means that Xur is back in the world of Destiny, and this week he's going to be over here in the tower down at the hangar. So let's go ahead and make our way there to see what our favorite tentacle-faced exotic vendor will bring this week for us. Hopefully he'll have a few more Forsaken exotics available. I still have yet to see him sell Thunderlord or Shards of Galanor. Kind of hoped he doesn't sell Thunderlord, because LMGs are so freaking strong right now, and that's already all you see in Gambit Prime, but you know, I digress. Let's go ahead and see what he has for us this week. Alright, oh, we actually don't have any Forsaken wow, okay. Sunshot Hand Cannon. Foe Tracers for the Hunters, Sun Bracers for the Warlocks, and Helm of Saint 14 for the Titans. Needless to say, this is probably one of the weakest inventories he's brought in a very, very long time, but we're going to go ahead and start off with the Sunshot anyway. With the Sunburn intrinsic perk, this weapon fires explosive rounds and highlights targets that take damage from the Sunshot and Sun Blast. Targets killed with a Sunshot explode in solar energy. Now again, this is a hand cannon that you can get simply by playing the story, so most of you, if not all of you, should have this by now, if even if you're relatively early into Destiny's life cycle. So if by any means you don't have it, pick it up. It's a fun weapon in PvE. It definitely needs a little bit more in the magazine. There's some changes that could be done to the Sunshot, but alright, moving on. Foe Tracers for the Hunters. This is something I haven't seen in a long time. Relentless Tracker visually marks targeted enemies and deals more damage to low health marked enemies. So this is actually pretty interesting. It's obviously more useful in PvP because when you hit somebody, you'll be able to see them through the wall for a certain amount of time. I can't remember the exact timer that they're tracked for. So if you want that kind of advantage right now in Crucible, just to kind of be able to keep track of your target, pick it up. It's not bad, but the utility is pretty minimalistic. We have Fusion Rifle and Hand Cannon targeting with hands-on, Sniper Rifle reserves, and Machine Gun reserves. For the Warlocks, we have the Sunbracer Gauntlets with its Helium Spirals intrinsic perk, increases the duration of solar grenades, and solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. These are more on the fun factor sort of things. Best paired when strikes are running the Brawler modifier. That way you'll be able to throw in pretty much almost an infinite amount of grenades, really. It says solar melee kill, so you do need to have the ability charged in order to get this to proc, by the way. Of course, we have Fusion Rifle, Hand Cannon Loader, Impact Induction, Sniper Rifle, and Machine Gun Scavenger. And finally, for the Titans, the Helm of Saint 14 with its Starless Night intrinsic perk. Enemies that enter Ward of Dawn are blinded, while allies that pass through it gain an overshield. Guarding with Sentinel Shields blinds nearby enemies. Now that last part right there, guarding with a Sentinel Shield, blind nearby enemies, doesn't really work too well. I actually believe that could use an AoE increase, because it's honestly kind of negligible. Really, the only benefit of having this is if you're running, for some reason, Bubble in Crucible, you may be able to blind people that are not the brightest enough to go into your bubble. Moving on, of course, we have Fusion Rifle, Hand Cannon targeting as per the norm, hands-on, Sniper Rifle, and Machine Gun reserves. Let's go ahead and pick up a Fated Engram, because why not? Hey, we finally got something that I don't like anyways. We'll check that out later. We have the Five of Swords Nightfall card, which will give you additional modifiers if you want to run the Nightfalls for the crispy 100k score. And we have the Invitations of the Nine this week with the title The High Priestess. collect metaphysical samples from defeated combatants on Nessus and complete the strike, the Inverted Spire. So you need Cabal, Fallen, and Vex samples, most of which you'll be able to get while running the Inverted Spire. So as per norm, I recommend running the Spire first because there's always an iteration where you're going to get nothing but Cabal or Cabal and Vex mixes. So I recommend doing that first, and then you can go off into Nessus, and luckily all of the enemies are there, so you'll be able to just kill targets in one location. So we're gonna go ahead and pick that up, and we'll have that video for you shortly as well. But that's gonna be it for us this week, Guardians. What a relatively disappointing inventory for Xur. I'm gonna just go ahead and shake my head at you, Xur. That is just unnecessary of you, good sir. Remember that Iron Banner is live right now, along with a new curated fusion rifle, the Wizened Rebuke, which I will show you guys right here. I will be working on an impressions video. I don't think I'm really going to do a full review of the Wizened Rebuke because there's not a whole lot to talk about on it. Particularly the rolls aren't too fantastic with Moving Target and Demolitionist, but that's a video for another time. We will be comparing this with the Arantil as well, and kind of looking at why the Arantil seems to be a little bit more consistent than any of these other fusion rifles. But thank you so much for watching, Guardians. Hopefully, hopefully you pick up your invitations with the 9 at least. You can get some of that crispy lore and powerful reward at the end. We'll see you next time. See you, everybody.